What's up, y'all? This video was taken when I was setting up the Cyberpunk Thing mod. I tested it out for an entire season here and was really impressed. It's a very good mod. This is my first attempt at it, getting it all squared away, so the other videos will come out later where I actually play through it and do a full test of the mod itself. In the video, brahmax is in here and he was kind of helping me with some of the stuff, kind of teaching me about the mod and stuff like that, so hope you enjoy and give it a thumbs up. Peace out.
Electric coupling module.
Said it was nothing serious when I came in. You said you were sure.
Guess I was wrong. Can always look for another shop where they won't ask a lone nomad while she's hugging the border. Clear.
That's fine. Step aside.
What? Got any idea what to do?
I'm gonna bypass the coupling and rig a hot wire.
Compressor will run on and on. It could seize up.
Did anyone ask your opinion? Okay, let's see what happens.
It's like I was telling you. No. Not shabby at all. Question's how long it'll last you.
It'll get me to Night City. I'll figure something else out there.
Right. Antenna on this heap don't seem like it packs a punch. Not liable to hear much.
You don't say.
Hey, Mike. Didn't know you had a customer.
Rolled in a few hours past. I thought she'd at least called into you.
Don't you sweat it, Mike. We're gonna hash it out.
Don't you know you owe the sheriff a word when you pay his town a visit? To tell him what's brought you here. Maybe even over a cup of coffee.
No need to worry, I won't be staying long.
Didn't answer my question now, did you? Name's Andrew Jones. Probably heard of me.
I can't say that I have.
Served in Spec Ops during the last war. Silver Shoguns? Ring any bells? Don't like to get along, do ya?
Don't make trouble. Be trouble. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
That a nomad vehicle? Might have expected that.
I'll just fix it up and go. I've no reason to linger.
No, you sure shit don't. Nothing boils my blood like a fucking stray. Where'd your clan pitch camp? What? Suddenly all shy? Hey, I'm talking to you.
There's no clan. There's no camp. I'm here alone.
Ain't buying it. Nomads always stick to their packs.
My family's in pieces. That's why I'm headed for Night City.
Makes you an outcast among outcasts. Sure as hell hope you'll be on your way before long.
I saw a broadcasting comms tower on my way in. My antenna's down and I need to radio someone.
What you need's to hightail it out of here without another word. Ain't got no mind to see you drifting around these parts. Got it?
I've made it clear. I don't want any trouble.
Then stop looking for it and hit the road, quick.
Starts with short-term memory.
Hello?
Come in. Come in. Ah, raised you finally.
Willie McCoy. It's good to hear your voice.
Fee. Wish I could say the same.
I need your help. One last time.
One last time. Again?
I have to find the client with my payload, but I don't know where he is.
Right place, right time. You were there?
Of course I was. Maybe the client left a message. Could you check for me?
Sure. Last time, though. I mean it. Client's name?
Jackie Wells.
Huh.
I'm really glad that worked easily, man.
Yeah, the hardest part of it is just downloading all the mods, which I just cleared my schedule. It took me about a half hour, but that was alright.
Oh, you did it the manual way? Fuck.
Yeah,
It's tough, man.
I didn't have any money to sign up for. It's only $5, but
Well, I would have PayPal'd it to you or something, and still can, or whatever. So,
well, it's all good. I got it all installed.
alright, buddy. Well, I really, hold on. My, Discord's fucking up. 1 second. Is it working now? Yeah, it is. Were there any mods you needed to run along with it or anything?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not really worried about any of that.
Okay. 'Cause it'll work with most stuff, but yeah, you never know. So the main things I wanted to tell you about were, I mean, I put together that little list of like, here's what it does or whatever, or not so little. I went through all of them and I was like, but for like UI stuff, you'll notice that the map just pops up when you get in the car. But otherwise, if you're on foot and you want to see the mini map or your job tracker, just hold right click.
Just hold right click?
Yeah.
Alright.
And then enemy markers and all that stuff, they show up when you're in combat, certainly, but also if you have your weapon out, your UI will show up, basically, or if you're in stealth. So it's all kind of like there if you need it, not if you don't.
Okay.
So you get out of the car, that disappears, it pops up the quest thing for a second, and then otherwise, you know, you can see the quest marker all the time.
It's nice and clean.
I was worried I'd have to turn
Yeah,
to
that
farming.
was the idea. I did a lot of testing on that.
Oh yeah.
You're here for me.
And even if you pull up the mini-map, enemies will not
Name's
be on
Jackie
it.
Wells.
Okay.
V.
And their markers don't
Seems you
show
have
up to
cargo that needs
walls,
to be
and they're not
moved.
highlighted anymore.
Oh,
So
where I'm
at
from,
the
you share a
moment,
bit about your
tech
soul before
weapons
you talk
are
biz.
a treat to
Eh?
use. They're the
It's
real
kind of
thing.
like a custom.
I still use them all the
Or
time. It's
just
not a
good
problem,
manners, you
but
know?
we're working on adding that back in a more nuanced way.
Why don't we
but
start
we're
with you
not
then?
Quite there yet.
Yeah, I figured going tech this way. I figured I'd try to do my typical typical playthrough where I get like super powerful before the heist.
Like your bro or
Basically
Yeah, go for
max
it.
out
I mean,
tech to see how well it does.
Everything
I think I
scales with you
understand.
enemy-wise.
You don't have to like each other.
So
but it's family.
you might still
That's
wipe
A1.
stuff out just fine,
That
just due to
and
the fact
everyone's
that
back
like
in iron.
so many NCPDs are just
You?
like two
I guess
guys,
You could say I'm
no
from my
special
own neighborhood.
abilities.
Yeah.
But who knows?
You and
At
me,
least it'll feel
We're gonna get along
fair.
fine.
Damage-wise, it should.
The cargo.
I'm still waiting for full game rebalance
Let's
to get
load it
out.
in the
I'm
car.
talking to Scissors about it. He's
Oh, it will.
working on it. He's almost done with it. He's just been putting it off forever.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're talking about the rebalance that was in
Started
here
thinking
before,
it
if it's the
might not
same
come.
one, I saw that had an
Got held
update
up.
the other day.
And you weren't exactly easy to find.
Yeah. What? Really?
I decided
Yeah,
to
the
lay low,
rebalance. So the old rebalance, I was actually shocked because that was a pre 1.5
Yep.
mod, and I never expected to see it after 1.5. But I was shocked the other day whenever I saw that it had been updated.
Yeah, it looks like it's still hidden. I think he did a secret update or something, but the I don't know. It's just one of those things where like he, like everyone, prefers to work on new stuff. So going through and updating a bunch of old shit just sucks.
Yeah.
And 1.6 is about to come out, so he's
Do you have the
just
manifest for
deciding
the
on
transport?
it.
Of course I
Once I have that, I should be able to get things balanced in a less super stopgappy way
I was just making
as
sure.
it is currently.
Listen, friend. We're both
But even so, it
professionals.
should feel more FPS-like to play rather than fucking,
Hey,
as
you,
it
sure you...
Is there an FPS balancer mod in this? Because I feel like my FPS is probably at least 20 higher than what it was when I just did this like yesterday.
Hey,
Nothing.
order
No.
across
Nothing?
my head.
It's weird.
No.
What now?
All it is a
Nothing.
bunch of gameplay
They'll
mods.
scan
I
us.
mean, the only thing added in that would change anything aesthetically like that is there is a
I'll
weather
do the
mod
talking.
from RMK,
Okay.
but there's no lighting mods because they screw up a lot of stuff all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I had seen a while back ago there was an FPS mod that had come out, and I tried to search for it, but it must be hidden because I couldn't find anything.
Well, they added one that does like the Radeon thing that's like the LSS but not. But if you already have the LSS,
Hand me the
then
manifest.
it wouldn't do
You'll need to
anything
see
for
it.
you really.
Grab these.
Let me see.
It's just a different version for people who
Marked
don't have
LOA.
NVIDIA graphic
Perfect.
cards that someone
What's that
decided
mean?
to enable.
Lost
or
on arrival.
create.
Means the cargo was flagged
okay.
as to be lost as soon as it crossed the border.
Oh, so they know we're smuggling.
Well, they're about to find
The only
out.
thing to get used to really is going to be that you ain't going to be quick hacking anybody with anything much if they're on a subnet. So anywhere it makes sense for there to be a group of enemies where it's kind of like their turf,
If we want the customs
can't
officer
quick
to
hack
turn a
them until
blind
you
eye to
knock
our
one
dubious
out and
docks,
breach
we'll need a
protocol them.
sweetener. Do
Interesting.
you have the credit chip with the bribe?
It adds a small layer, but I think with all the stuff we added, so as part of the mod we made,
You forgot.
if you use your scanner right now on someone or anything,
I'll keep the engine
you'll
running
notice that.
in case of a cock-up.
Yeah, you have a
Do
scanner
that.
yet?
Oh, okay. Well, once you do, you will notice that there's a little green bar
If you're
that shows
armed,
up under
place
your
your weapon
stamina
here.
bar. Once that green bar runs out, you're back to real time. No more time violation. It refreshes constantly, but at really low intelligence, you get about 3 seconds, and then it's real
Nice.
time.
Does it make it so it actually works? Because there's a lot of times you'll go places and
Just
you'll try to
routine?
do that and try and slow time, and it just
It might
doesn't
be.
fucking work.
We'll see.
Well, by doing the scanning thing,
Yeah.
so yeah, it should work
What are you
fine by
transporting?
that. And also, it scales with
It's all in
intelligence. So the higher intelligence you have, the longer it lasts.
Yeah. That would give a
With
reason
a
too
what-
to have like so the breach protocol
Everything?
time frame thing. Like it's pretty much useless. I've never bought any of the extended time stuff, anything like that. That would actually
Yeah.
give
There's one
that would be
additional
cool if
enclosure
it added
the
to that.
manifest.
Well, we have
Cyberware.
another mod for that actually. It's breach protocol is pretty quick now.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
It starts
Remind me, you
immediately,
drive for which
and
nomad
you have
clan?
about 30% of the
I
time
don't
that
think
you
that's
would
any
before.
concern of yours.
Okay.
Is that what you?
So without having that plus
You know,
100%
whenever I
thing
see
or some
someone
breach
like you,
protocol
I'm
perks,
oh
it's
so
going to be more
grateful not to
difficult.
be on that
Yeah.
side of the table.
Not much more, but
The
I mean, you
feeling's
might have like
mutual.
12 seconds.
Well, as long as it
What?
makes things useful, because like I said,
Yeah.
there's the one perk. I'm in the wrong. No, I'm in the right shit. This one here,
Yeah,
I've
no one's ever
never
gonna use
fucking
that,
touched that. Yeah, because it's completely useless.
Your associate's waiting.
So
for
And
that's
you still
awesome.
might not, just because there's a cyberware that adds 100% duration, then you can
Don't
be
forget
like,
to take
"Oh,
your
this is
Right.
probably right."
But you do have options though, because if you have other, not that there's a lot of cyberware that can go in that slot, so I think it's like I always have an empty slot there anyways. You probably could have that regardless, but
What
Yeah.
can you do?
yeah, it gives you
What
options.
happens there?
Which is just
Right.
I'll tell you
And
soon.
the other nice thing
Get outta here.
is with that cyber deck
okay.
mod, if you're not investing in intelligence, you're going to have a really short use of the scanner pausing time. So if you're doing stealth or something, and usually it'd be like, oh, I better turn on my scanner to think about what to do next, it ain't going to work. You're going to be in real time, real fast. And if you never have more than 3 intelligence, you're never going to use anything more than a common cyber deck with common quick hacks, and that's it.
So what's the drone thing? The Bombus drone? Is that third
So
person?
if you have, you know how you can have a cyber deck by default. If you look in your menu, you have 2 deck slots now in cyberware.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
So one of those is the cyber deck slot, the first one. That can also be what's called a tech deck, which is like a cyber deck but for tech users.
Mm-hmm.
The second slot can be either Berserk or Sandevistan. I wouldn't necessarily use Berserk just because, we're currently working on overhauling Berserk. So, but the tech deck allows you to spawn drones of all kinds to fight with you, like a little summoner guy.
Okay. So that'd be another perk to go into since I'm doing a tech build.
Well,
Cool to
it
have.
wouldn't. There's no perks for it, but there are specific decks for it, along with different upgrades for those decks, and you have to have certain amounts of tech to equip them.
Okay.
And the Bombus drones are great. They're so cute. They fire a little beam, and you can do things like turn them invisible or overcharge them. Some mod Scissors came up with. The other thing to consider, and something that I'll need to tell people, is the way System EX works, that one that gives you 2 operating systems, it bakes that into the save. So you can never go back to one operating system in that save.
Yeah, so basically once you use this mod or whatever mod does that, you're pretty much locked into that with the character? Or you'll
Into
lose
the
your stuff
two-
maybe?
Well, into the 2 operating systems thing. You don't have to use 2 operating systems. It's just going to have 2 slots.
Okay.
Because that guy hasn't figured out how to drop that back to normal after having it set. I don't know. Or it wasn't a priority or something.
Alright.
But yeah, if you look through all the mod settings and everything,
You gotta
I
tell me what happened back
customized
there.
the shit out of all those, and those values
A
should
customs
have
dickhead got
all
nitpicky.
stuck over.
And that ain't
The
Like
mod,
all the different...
these mod
yeah.
settings?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
this-
like if you look, like the drones, that's customized, LHUD editions, RMK's mods for sure. It's all to whatever specifications I wanted for how it works. And it
Okay.
just all translates over automatically.
Yeah, most of the stuff I have no idea what it means, but when I was looking through this, like my first thought is, holy shit, somebody could use this stuff and completely customize the game, like in a lot of ways to make it really fit, what they
Right.
like or
But
what they
we
want to
figured
see.
is like, like for RMK's mods for the XP, I did changes for... Well, one thing you could do is you could technically literally customize any gun the way it works, which I may do because some
Wow.
guns suck, like the new.
Yeah.
So we may come up with some base changes just to make it actually have a spot where you might ever use it. 'Cause
Yeah,
that is, no
I was
one ever
actually
uses
talking
it.
about that yesterday. The only new I ever use in the game is the iconic one, Death and Taxes, because it does double damage. Because other than that, it's a shit gun.
Right.
It shoots too slow, and it's not a...
Also, some of the SMGs reload fast as shit. Maybe you tone that down a little bit. We're still
Maybe,
deciding some
yeah.
changes on that. But as is, I can do that, and it would apply to your game just
That's
using
awesome.
that mod.
What about some of the guns and stuff, and some of the items that are available in the game, in the files, but they're not actually in the game? So the first thing that comes to mind is that sniper rifle, which I'm not seeing in here.
Yeah, it's not officially added yet because it's not officially in. And, you couldn't get it anyways, I guess. But outside of just consoling it in. Doesn't it not have finished animations or something?
Yeah, there's something like that, but
Yeah.
a Viper had me using it, and it worked pretty well. I didn't really see a problem with it. It's really powerful, though.
Okay.
But I was just
One
wondering
thing
if
we
anything
did
had,
do
like,
is I need to
customizations for that.
customize that the small mods thing. I love it very much, because basically what it does is if you have your crosshair on, it removes every crosshair except for smart weapons. So you can have smart weapon crosshairs without having a crosshair, which is great. But I also need to make it where it keeps a crosshair for like mono wire and gorilla arms for the charge-up mechanic.
Okay.
And I haven't done that yet. But it doesn't matter, really. And then I changed things like the rate your level experience at, and especially street cred, to be much less. And I increased it for some things like crafting and engineering and athletics, where it made sense.
Yeah, crafting could actually be turned down the way I play, because I get that shit going quick. I would prefer, so street cred levels 3 times faster than like your normal level. Balancing those out would be a good idea. But then like crafting is the easiest thing in the game to level. So I always end up getting it before the heist.
I might change that value down then. I know I changed engineering down a little bit because I didn't want it going as fast, but I was pretty happy with 1.3. And 0.8 and 0.6 worked pretty well for what I was wanting for the speed of leveling both those things.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to try it out and see. I'll go based on just your settings and see what I think about it.
That one means that when you shoot someone with a silencer and they don't die, if you're outside of a certain range, it won't immediately trigger combat. They'll think about it. They'll get close to it. But
yeah, that's something that the game definitely needs back in.
Yeah. Yeah, the default settings were a little easy for that one, so I had changed it. And then you can see my crazy stopgap settings for damage to NPC multiplier. Starts out, you need more damage because they feel a little too bloaty at the start of the game. Around level 30, when you have your full build going and enemies' health hasn't ballooned, you lower it some. And then towards the end of the game, enemies' health bloats a shitload, so you increase it again.
Okay. So that should make the game basically 1 through 50 level out pretty well. I have noticed, though, so your actual NPCs in-game, south side of Watson, pretty easy, pretty smooth to go through. If you go to north side of Watson, doesn't matter level. You can be south side level 5 and then north side level 5, and there's a huge discrepancy. The guys in the north are way bullet spongy.
They're higher level.
Okay.
But they're not in this.
Okay.
I have a setting of level scaling and balance where all enemies are leveled up to you, so there will never be an enemy below your level, but any enemies above your level are limited to +5, which means that they're not going to get a bonus 40% damage against you and crazy ballooned health. It just won't happen.
Okay.
You can only use 2 heals. The way toxicity works, you get a stack of toxicity if you use a healing item, be that a special drug from Scissors Mod or a healing thing or a damage over time healing thing or whatever. Heal over time.
Uh-huh.
And once you get 2 stacks, you lose 50% of your stamina and you reload 10% slower, and you can't use another drug for another 30 seconds.
Interesting. So running around with 1,000 med docs is probably going to be...
I mean, you can, but you won't be able to use them all at once, certainly.
Right.
Oh, also, everything has weight now, so you probably don't want to run around with 1,000 med docs anyway.
Oh, you gave them weight?
Yep.
That's
cruel. A lot of stuff weight.
That's cruel.
In reality, it just feels better because you don't have like a billion grenades and then forget that you do because you have so many and they didn't weigh anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I never understood taking the weight and the eddy value, the money value, away from grenades. I always thought that was the stupidest shit.
Speaking of grenades, sticky grenades are now proximity mines, so have fun with that.
Nice.
And breach protocol, it starts immediately, and it is very short.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can't sit there and calculate it out anymore.
And enemy netrunners can hack you with every fucking hack under the sun, including imminent system failure, which will kill you.
Suicide?
Pretty much.
Okay.
So if you ever see it say imminent system reset, it has a long upload, but
Run.
you should probably find that guy or you'll
Oh.
die.
That one's going to get me a lot then, because I suck at tracking down the net runners and killing them right away.
Me too.
So-
I'm thinking of fun things like removing them from ping entirely, which
Yeah.
should be fun.
What does this favor? Like, what build style does this really favor, or is it very balanced so far?
Favors everything. I mean, the only thing it does is it makes enemy net runners actually do something other than overheat you.
I'm talking about the mod, this entire collection. If you were to come in here and you wanted to be good versus what you wanted to struggle with, be the hardest build, what are like the best build versus the worst build for this mod collection?
Everything I've tried has been relatively balanced. I haven't
Okay.
done a full playthrough with hacking. My buddy did some of a playthrough before we added most of the stuff, and he thought it was pretty engaging for a while, but then he got bored because of how strong hacking is. But that was before we added in things like non-permanent time dilation for hacking, and also the thing with limiting
Not to that
intelligence on Cyberdeck.
Smelling
So
trouble around the
for all
bend.
I know, it could be a
Drive,
lot
Jackie,
more
just drive.
engaging to do hacking now. Maybe.
Okay.
Don't know.
Yeah, from the way you made it sound, for some of the hacking stuff, it actually makes hacking going to be a lot more engaging
Someone's
for
coming our
one.
way.
So
Yeah.
being the lazy,
Don't look good.
sit back and kill everybody is not really a thing in this.
Yeah.
Let's
I mean,
get
you
out
could
of
try
here.
it, but then, I mean, enemies will know where you are probably, and they will come for you, and you won't be able to slow time, and they'll just shoot.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is stealth seems like it'd be a little bit more difficult in this one.
Yep, that was the idea. It is pretty engaging though, stealth-wise, because you can't see enemies. You can mark enemies manually, like tagging them manually, and that marker will show up through walls. So if
Okay.
you want to do recon, it pays off. Absolutely.
Yeah, I know that was something that really didn't work right doesn't work in the original game at all. I think you're supposed to be able to tag people like that, and it's supposed to have those kind of benefits, but it's never worked.
Yeah, in this, since I was using Scissors mod to prevent highlighting of enemies through walls, I just removed the part he had where it limited you not being able to tag enemies and have it show up through walls. So all of that works the same, except you can tag an enemy in your line of sight, and when they go behind a wall, you will still see the tag. Not them, but the little dot over their head.
For sure.
So if you're good at aiming and figuring out with tech stuff, then you can do whatever. And do keep in mind that there is a attachment for Sandavistans called a flux capacitor, of course, that you can buy that will allow you to use it while you're in cars while driving.
Okay. Nice. Did you get the vehicle combat
Yep,
working?
it's all in here. It works.
Okay, awesome. Deflecting bullets, something you were talking about before. You able to deflect bullets with like your swords and shit.
Can't stop
You
here.
can. That's a specific Sandavistan ability on Dynalar,
Okay.
which is a higher level one, as in the very last one can reflect bullets. The other ones will mitigate bullets very well while you're blocking, but it's the only one that can send them back, and it sends them back where you're aiming. So it's not like it automatically reflects and hits them.
Okay, so you have to be holding your block while you're pointing at somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, every time it hits you,
think
you're
this is
running
my
through your
fault?
stamina.
At least
So
have
once
the
you
balls
run
to
out,
say so.
well,
You're gonna start taking bullets.
Border
you're going to
security
start
tipped
taking
off the
bullets.
corporation
It's actually
that we
really
have their
scary
cargo.
in reality. People thought it'd be really super strong. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's pretty scary.
Very nice.
Also, we added it
Assumed
to
we didn't
where
have a plan backing us.
Mantis
He
blades
was right.
can reflect bullets too, just because. It
Nice.
doesn't look as good, but it works.
So what now?
We've crossed the border.
Okay, so a lot of this kind of stuff that you're telling me, you're teaching me about this mod and stuff, I'm not going to remember like half this shit. So
It doesn't matter. The main things to remember is how do you use your UI? Right click without a weapon out brings up your mini map, and that way you can kind of see where you're going, and it shows on the map like here's the line where to go places. And also, you can't hack people until you fucking breach the network if they're on a subnet. Now, if they're just enemies roaming around at random on the streets, they're probably not on a subnet, so you can hack the shit out of them.
See, that's awesome.
So what's next?
No, it's
There's
a
a
really
lot
cool
of
mod.
there's a lot of really cool things in
Now
this.
we take a peek inside.
Yeah, the one I'll say, because I'm super lazy when it comes to games.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that they can kill you with the system reset. Everything but
It
that
only happens
shit
with
is
high-level
Says there are
enemy
stock
net
on
runners
crate.
at like organized
Maybe we'll have
crimes
some
and the like,
heavy
and they
hitters.
don't use it very
Maybe we'll
often
make some
at
heavy
all.
money.
And it's also like a 15-second upload.
Oh,
15
mommy.
seconds is a
Real iguana.
long time.
Hey,
Is that also something that you can go and find somewhere and turn off? Like, so if
Yes,
somebody
if it was
doing this
annoying
mod,
you, that setting you saw where it says enable imminent system reset
yeah.
hack,
Make some
you just
Okay.
turn it off and they can't use it.
nice.
Because-
See, that's what I like about this. It's very customizable.
Yeah, partner.
Yeah, that's what we wanted.
We'll go
I mean,
halfsies.
the whole idea is I wanted to
Any decent
basically make
fixer will
this
find a
like
loaded
any
gun and
retard
just
could
get a
download
ratchet
this,
like
and
this.
then it's just going to work,
It's
and
kind
it'll
of a
be
shame,
fully
though.
modded, and it'll have
Always
good
wanted a
values
bit.
and be balanced. But if you
Got
want
the
to
name manual
unbalance it or
filled
make
out.
it broken or just use it as a foundation for
way,
whatever, I mean, it's not going to offend
got
me.
any plans for
Yeah.
what
Good
you
for
be
you.
doing in Night City?
I don't.
Yeah,
have
no,
any
that's
plans.
really good. I'm sorry,
Spent the
I
last
was
years
hustling in
traveling
on
between
this.
states
Yeah,
with
go
my
for it.
nomad family.
I'll probably be waiting for you somewhere.
I don't.
No.
And I'll just tell you, like, I'm gonna try
We
this. I'll
decided
try
to
this
go
out
separate
after
ways.
JD tries it. But
That must be tough. Huh?
not getting any
have
official
no
word
one
from
to
me.
go
But
back to.
it's just one of those things where,
But don't
like,
you worry.
I like
Let me help you find digs.
the good
You
guy
live
being super
somewhere.
overpowered
It's
and
important to have
ripping
people you
through,
can
but
turn
not
to.
so much. Like, this kind of sounds
look.
fun. Like you said, like the grenades caught, like they weigh something, so you're not
Okay.
holding 200 pounds of guns with you, which in a normal hit or a normal operation, you have like 1 or 2 guns. You're not going to have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
That sounds reasonable. Or you're not going to carry,
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry, in the game, you have food, but you should not be able to carry like 200 bottles of still.
Right. And the
Yeah.
thing to keep in mind is, like, oh no, it crashed. Whoops. That'll happen occasionally, but not very often. It's just, one of those things.
All right, and this thing here, I just completely just ignore this.
Totally ignore it. It doesn't matter. It's basically
Okay.
just saying, hey, you're supplanting this mod. It's like, yeah, I did that on purpose. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Oh, shit. Scissors says that Drone Companions is getting a big update in a few minutes or an hour or so. So I'll
Yeah, I
throw
saw
that
before-
on when it
like-
comes out, and then you might update to a new revision to update that mod before you start streaming. But that's about it.
Yeah, I right after I downloaded all this shit, I was sitting here like messing with the settings and making like enabling everything. All of a sudden, there was a fucking update for Cyberpunk.
Like a small one.
Was it like a 90 megabyte update? I was like, oh shit.
Probably like fucking Stream Deck or something. Yeah, Scissors
Probably.
is like, I'm free to use whatever mods you want for 2 days until 1.6 comes out. I'm like, fuck you, man. It is quite possible that 1.6 could come out Wednesday. We don't know yet. So I guess
Yeah,
we'll see.
at this point, I mean, any day it could just pop all
Right.
of a sudden, which
And
is gonna
what-
be really fucking weird for me having to uninstall all
Yeah.
this shit.
And what's going to be weird for me is probably most of these mods won't work for a little while. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the core of it working because all the big modders update real fast. And I'm just going to get it out there, and I'll add more stuff as needed. That's it.
So basically, if that were to happen, I can just highlight all the mods, hit disable all, and then I should be able to just go into the game, like shut down Vortex, go into the game
Yeah.
normally.
Absolutely. The only thing is, remember from the end of that page on the collection where you need to replace the old, the red script backup file or whatever?
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once you do that, it works fine. And that's it.
Sorry, I always forget about that. That
I
fucked me up
know.
last time.
It's really dumb. And basically, Mike's collection is the only one that has that issue because I use every mod that's ever been made under the sun for gameplay, basically.
Right.
No one else seems to really have that problem. But and the Vortex people haven't fixed it yet, even though they're working on it.
I would say the hardest sell that you would have for this mod is the fact that it takes 30 minutes to install it.
I know.
If you don't have premium, that would be the only downside to doing this.
I know.
But for people who have premium, I mean, it takes what, 3 minutes, 4 minutes,
Maybe.
if you have good internet.
Yeah, you just, I mean, a lot of the other collections I noticed have a bunch of like random pop-ups and shit. Like mine just works. You
Yeah.
install it, it installs, done.
Okay.
Configuring stuff in game, like I mentioned to you about, you probably should, but you don't have to. You could ignore all
See if
that.
we can make it this time.
You probably can.
Perfect.
Like sometimes I'll have a crash and I'll be like, "Fuck, the game's unsteady" or whatever, and then I play another 10 hours with nothing, and I'm like, "Oh, well, I guess." It's just...
Yeah, to me that kind of looked like maybe a memory leak or something like that, because I know transitioning from the little intro into this intro, obviously there's so many intros, but transitioning from that into this is a big load. So that might just be a normal occurrence for that transition, possibly.
If you try this mission guns blazing, you can kind of see kind of how the balance is. Like you can get torn up
Let's
for
do
sure.
this.
Okay, that sounds good. We'll see how that goes. I never do that because I always get my ass kicked, but
Oh,
may as
really?
well.
I do it.
I don't
I do
guns
it every
blaze any of
time.
this.
I do it every time now. I just enjoy it. I'm always guns blazing everything.
I always stealth this, like this whole thing right here. I stealth all of it. So easy. It's
Oh, it's
cake.
definitely easy stealthing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, me and my buddy, we were talking because after doing Berserk, and we're having a lot of fun thinking about Berserk right now. Like, just how crazy can we get with stuff? But we're thinking of doing enemy ability expansion, basically, to add more cyberware types to them and the like, and spread those everywhere. We were talking about, like, in the main missions right now, they're super easy compared to anything else in the game, right? It's only a few enemies. They don't really do anything. Like an organized crime activity is so much harder than any mission in the entire game, basically.
Yeah.
So we were thinking of specifically adding abilities to enemies in every main mission just to make it much harder, which could be fun.
Buck, could at least try to be nice.
You want nice, supportive?
All
Call
right.
a damn helpline.
This sounds amazing. So, you said 1.6 could come out at any point in time, you think?
Yeah, it's either Wednesday or sometime next month. My hope's next month, but I don't care either way. It's just
I'm
going to give us
actually-
a bunch of new toys to work with.
I am really thinking it's going to come out along with
Edge Runner,
the Edge Runner.
Yeah, it might.
I don't know why. I really feel that.
Because Wednesday's their big Cyberpunk stream for the 20th anniversary thing.
Protected under
So that would certainly make sense as a time to do it.
Yeah, that actually does.
But, you could try Breach Protocol in this guy and you can see exactly how quick it is. Oh, also, we added a specific thing for a special... See, you ran out of your time dilation that fast. See the green bar?
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Yeah, because you only have 3 intelligence, and it recharges back up. It's in real time. Oh, now it's slowed again. And that's it.
Nice. All right.
At 3 intelligence, you don't have very long.
Yeah. But there's no breach, so basically with this
You
this
have
little
to.
intro, you can't
have
breach.
to. No, you can. You just have to be within 2 meters of an enemy or holding them. You cannot remote breach anymore. So grab him. He has to be unconscious to breach.
Distract enemy.
Move back a little bit. No, whoop.
Oh, I tossed him in.
Oh well. Maybe you can
We'll grab the next one.
Yeah, I forgot to warn you that, like, yeah, if you don't move back, it'll just default. But yeah, once you start shooting at folks, the scissors difficulty options parts that I chose become very apparent, like the fact that enemies actually shoot to kill you now and don't take little nice breaks. I really like the cover thing in this game as far as shooting over and under cover.
Is this is actually part of the normal game?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I've never noticed that you can peek over the top like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Around the side, yeah, but I've never seen it over the top.
Okay, so if you hit 1 right now, or that, either way,
okay.
1 has a little animation. Now, if you try and breach protocol him, you can. Oh, okay. Weird.
Yeah, I think it's just the intro part of it, but I did see it whenever I...
Oh, there. That guy you can. Hit 1. There you go. So you have 9 seconds.
Oop, shit.
Didn't work.
Interesting.
Try
Oh, I
the
didn't.
other one. No, I don't think so.
I thought I did get it. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's alright.
So it's hard.
We're gonna go the other direction. Shit. That is slow.
Scavs are still wrong. Clean it up, clean it out.
Yeah, they're not messing around with how they fire it, you know.
No, they're not. Fuck, I thought I had heals.
Yep, that's the other fun part. Usually I just go through using the heals. I just, you know, run through like a crazy person. It's all I play with now, so this is like my normal expectation. I don't even remember vanilla anymore.
Shit. Come on, Jackie.
He is so useless.
Yeah, he is.
Oh look, a heal. Nice. And you see, it gave you that skull for 1 stack of toxicity, so if you used another one within 20
So you have
seconds...
to, yeah, you have to avoid using it within the small amount of time.
Well, I use them all the time in Stack Up just because I'm like, well, I need it, and I'll probably be fine for 30 seconds, whatever, I'll figure it out.
Need to have a fibs factor, though.
Eh?
Fibs factor. Fuck, I've been shot. Which
Yeah.
it kind of looks like he does. He's taking a little bit of bounce. But I do notice in the vanilla game, they don't have that. If you shoot them, they just stand there and keep shooting at you.
Yeah, yeah. No,
So this one actually has something.
They have quite a bit of, like, flinch reactions and stuff, and stagger. In fact, a lot of the problem with how strong melee is, once you get up to somebody, like, they're just staggered to death, basically. They ain't doing shit.
Shit.
I am enjoying just how precarious this has become for you, because in vanilla, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, this would have been done already.
Oh, now you just got the big guy.
No way. I thought. Oh, fuck me. For some reason, I was thinking he came out.
God.
Fuck me. Shit.
Shotgun guys are still little bitches, as are melee guys, but once Scissors mod is out, those guys will actually hurt you too. But you'll notice people aren't... This is the very beginning of the game, so it's a little bit worse, but they're not as spongy as they are in vanilla.
Look around, gotta be there somewhere.
Yeah, I already feel like, you know, the shots actually...
And it gets much better very quickly on that. Like, you're to feel pretty strong. So if you're playing well and whatever, I mean, you can go through people. But they could go through you too. So that's what I like. They won't go through you as well until we do all the AI changes and shit we'll be working on, because we're very excited about that. But it'll be a little bit till we're done with Berserk.
I'm not the biggest fan of Berserk anyways. I'm kind of looking forward to probably using Sand Division, and I'll probably do a...
Do tech,
I mean, I'm already planning on doing tech,
Vista,
but...
yeah, just do both. Why not?
Yeah, tech and Blade sounds like a lot of fun to me.
For sure.
Checking in.
This does not look good.
Because, yeah, normally for my, like, OP style builds, I always go tech first, because being able to have legendary shit
Yeah.
and be high-end before the heist is just amazing. And then, pretty much after the heist, Blades is just so powerful.
It is. But the fun things about, like, our dedicated Blade Sandivistan is Dynalar, right?
Right.
And it is, even at its very best, it is not very high strength time dilation. It's almost real time. Like, the first two are 15% time dilation, and the last ones are 20%.
Check her neural cord. Find a shard. Yep.
But that's not to say that you couldn't use something like the Quint
Found the
one
shard.
from
We're
Fingers
moving now.
and have very high strength time dilation. The thing to keep in mind is, with those really high strength ones that are like over for 50% strength, you're losing health. Because your body's so stressed by being at that kind of crazy
Biomonclave's trauma will
time
be here in 3
stoppage
minutes.
that the first level of Quint could take like 60% of your health every time you use it.
Wow.
Let's get her off that ice.
How much time do you have invested in this game now, with all the testing and shit you've been doing?
I have no idea. Too much. I've been doing it since February.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, I've never gotten past Act 2, so I don't actually know what the game's like. But
Yeah, I just figured you probably spent a fuck ton of time in it just doing the testing, running tests over and over. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense you wouldn't have gotten that far into it. You don't need to get that far into it to really test out your abilities and
I can
stuff.
test all the gameplay stuff. And then there's just fucking thousands of messages between me and my modding partner and my other buddy, brainstorming stuff, thinking about stuff, planning stuff. So much.
Stand clear. Initiating security. Follow all instructions. Place the patient on the ground. Five steps back. Now.
TT-133 to control. Patient NC570442 secure. Stimulants being administered. 70 milligrams dopamine, 110 norepinephrine, 800 fibrinogen.
Let's get out of here.
I'm asking Scissors if he's going to update FGR on Tuesday, like one day before 1.6, and then just immediately take it back off the next day, because that would be by far the funniest result, I think.
How's it gonna look for me?
Won't leave you hanging.
Because people have been wanting that mod forever, so just it showing up like one night and then the next morning going away would
How about I
be
drive you home, huh?
incredible.
She's all
Right.
yours. I'm beat as it is.
Oh, almost forgot. Should get Wakako on the hollow. Tell her the job's done.
So what do you think of 1.6? I know I haven't really been keeping up on the rumors, just what people have said, but
Don't know
it
anything
seems like it's
about
be pretty
it.
big.
I mean, supposedly it'll be pretty big. They might actually add in like the vehicle combat stuff that Scissors used their code for, potentially. My big hope is they add in some more dynamic stuff, especially since everyone bitched about a police system or whatever. You could easily cheat that and use that for like some more dynamic gang stuff, which my buddy and I are actually planning on doing later, but it would be nice if they did so we could use some of their stuff.
Trauma team
Either
took
way.
her off our hands.
I don't care that much. I mean, the more toys, the better, as far as I'm concerned. What was funny was seeing the like 4chan leaks that all the idiot YouTubers were looking at, and they're like,
Oh,
"It's
yeah.
going to add third person and all this other stuff." I'm like, "No, it isn't. Actually, it's not going to do any of that.
The district is closed.
I can promise you."
Yeah, I was just wondering if you guys had seen anything in the files or anything like that that they might be coming up with, because I know they
Yeah,
usually
that's
will add a
all.
little bit of stuff.
That's all been pretty hidden and stuff. I mean, I talked to the CDPR guy a little bit, and he said there's some interesting stuff coming down the pipe, but he can't tell me specifically what, other than just helping us with things occasionally. That's about it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, one of the CDPR guys is fundamentally, like, one of the main people making modding tools for the game. Like, just as a hobby. Not officially, but, I mean,
Yeah.
it's there anyway.
Yeah, I'm still hoping here eventually they will just unleash everything, give us everything, and let us have the engine and how like
what
all
I
their
hope.
tools and stuff. That would be fucking amazing.
Because, like, you're moving to Unreal Engine 5 anyways. If you're really doing away with Red Engine completely, like, just do what Free Space 2 did and just
Make it open
give you
source.
the source code.
Yep.
And then you'll see some real crazy mods, I can promise you.
Fuck yeah. Since they dropped the ball in this game and didn't give us what they promised,
And if
let
you
the
want,
modders do it.
and if you want goodwill or
Jackie,
whatever, I mean, that's
we're
about
locking
the
down
best way
Watson,
you could
remember?
ever do such a thing. But I guess we'll see what happens.
Right.
Hopefully.
It wouldn't be for a while, certainly.
Yeah.
But me, my buddy, Scissors, some other people, RMK, and the like, we think that this game has a lot of potential.
Oh, yes, it does.
As far as mods go. So yeah, this part can be actually kind of hard.
Yeah, this part's been hard now for a while. Since 1.5, it has made this really fucking hard.
Hey, Amateur Hackers is working. That's nice.
What's Amateur Hackers?
It gives a chance for any enemies, not just netrunners, to have like a couple of small-time hacks to be able to hack you, but nothing big.
Okay.
So like that guy was just short-circuiting you. Might use another gun. I like the revolver myself.
Fuck, I didn't pick up the, Yeah, I thought so. Figures.
Won't do it till you're out of the car, I guess.
No. That's the way, so originally, as long as you had another gun installed, put on, you could actually use it during the fight here. But then they changed it to where you could only use this, you couldn't pull out a different gun. And then in 1.5.2, they fixed it and put it back. So
I think once you're out of the car, if you hit I or whatever, you can probably equip a different gun. But honestly, the car chase things are bullshit anyways. Like, worst case, I would just set it to easy and get past it and then go from there. Just because they're so badly implemented in the game, usually.
Yeah.
Especially this very first one, where, like, someone could have the default trash unity, like you do, and no heals. And it's like, okay, well, fuck.
Well, so that brings up an interesting thing, too, where you can't hack these guys unless you breach them first.
No, you can't.
So
they're not on a network. Try it.
I can't. Fuck.
Yeah, they won't be on a network, so you definitely can. Hard to have a local subnet in your fucking car you're driving by.
Got you, asshole! B, aim for the driver!
I'm aiming for fucking anything at the moment, man.
It's okay, he can't drive, so it's all good.
Bob.
But see,
so I got the heals
the
thing.
overdose thing. So 50% less stamina, 10% longer reload.
God, that's gonna be a real bitch as a
Let's just focus on getting home.
katana build. Blade build.
Especially because one of the mods actually makes stuff use stamina rather than, nothing ever uses stamina.
Make that 10 times harder and make it so it wears off one by one instead of, oh, there you go.
It does wear off one by one. But once you lose one, you could use another heal right now. It's just you would go right back to being toxic.
Yeah.
There is a hardcore mode where you can make it where you can't use heals again until all the stacks have gone off, but that's a little brutal even for me, honestly.
Yeah.
That's a bit much. There was someone who wanted me to move up to 3 charges instead of 2 before the overdose, but when I tried that, it made the game significantly easier for me. So I was like, nah, we'll stick.
Heart of gold? Because only somebody with a heart of gold can understand just how.
And do keep in mind that there's a shitload of new drugs added from Scissors that do different things to buff you that you can buy or buy crafting specs for that do all kinds of things.
Stand-up guy. You're giving me a chance.
Like, for instance, one of them allows for
That's a
infinite
shame.
melee
Look
combos.
at him. No model citizen, maybe, but he's a good kid.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Or another one adds a couple ricochet bounces, or another one makes your time dilation abilities last longer. All kinds of shit. Increases your stamina immensely, or makes you move faster. There's a bunch. There's like 12 or 13 different drugs.
So you can be nice when you feel like it.
All with fun names like Rainbow Poppers and
Always.
shit like that.
I'm always never not nice.
Gotta add glitter to the game.
I think they did.
Double the power of your skin, Sandivision. Sandivisian.
Glitter increases movement speed. FR3SH increases RAM regen. Keranos reduces the cost of ultimate quick hacks. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's way more than 13. Jesus.
Doesn't look like
See, I think that'd make it pretty good too if you like had to take drugs to get more powerful, like certain gigs and stuff like that. Like you wouldn't be able to just go in and do it without being extremely skilled.
I think.
But then if you took drugs, it would make it that much more easy to go and do the gig and stuff like that.
I think so. A lot of the things we thought about when we were going through was like, in the vanilla game, do you ever scan enemies to like see what ability they have, or do you just kind of wing it?
Yeah, typically, I've played through the game so many times now that I kind of took for granted. Like, I just know what they do and I know where they are.
But
so,
this,
yeah, I don't do that.
Like, Scissors adds a bunch of different net runners and new Mantis Blade, Sandevistan enemies and shit like that. Like, knowing that those guys are around can be relatively important, because they're pretty scary now. Especially
doing
like,
your recon.
Yeah, recon can pay off, or like using a booster can pay off. There's a reason to do it. Whereas in vanilla, I don't think I ever used a booster the whole time.
Tell Misty I said hi.
I will.
They are really
Yeah,
strong too, like giving you half again as much stamina and shit, especially when you can like block bullets. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't use any of that shit. Why does the movement speed feel weird?
Because this one particular, you probably noticed before, when you come to this garage, the whole game like screws up in vanilla.
Okay.
Until you go to your apartment and sleep. I don't know why.
So it's actually just the game. I felt it though in the scav haunt. After Trauma Team came, I kind of felt like movement speed was a little weird.
If you're in the garage, you also can't jump, I think.
Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to that.
It's
I know usually when you walk out through here, like you'll see, here I'll actually do it right now. When I walk out there, my frames will fucking tank.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were you using any graphics mods or anything for your usual setup?
No.
Yeah.
No,
since
this
this doesn't
is
have
damaged.
anything, then shouldn't be too bad. Just depends. At least my hope was, since this is all non-graphics related stuff, that it would run relatively well, even though there's over 100 mods.
Yeah, last time I tested this out, I really felt like it ran pretty good. So it didn't take as much. I lost about 15 frames.
Yeah.
Now I lost a lot more.
Well, it doesn't help that you know, with streaming, that's tough on anything, so yeah.
When I jacked into that Corpo's biome.
That's kind of how it goes.
Yeah. See, this right here, I can't run ray tracing when I'm streaming. This card is damaged. This was my mom's card she bought, and then she shipped it out to me. I rebuilt her computer, shipped it back to her. On the way there, it fucking crashed and came loose inside the case and bashed into stuff, so it was a real mess. So we ended up getting a new card for her, and then I kept this old one thinking, oh, it'll be fine, I'll use it. Yeah, it's not. It's damaged.
What's really
so if I'm
funny
streaming
is,
stuff, it will crash me out.
Let's have a look.
Like, I have a pretty good computer now, and I never actually fucking play anything, I just test stuff. But, like, I could really well with, like, a 3080 Ti on 1080p. Runs pretty great. But I don't use it. I used it to record the trailer, which I think looks nice. But, you know, other than that.
The trailer for the mod?
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Just fucking fully lossless, like 60 gigs of footage to make a minute and 15-second trailer.
I just wasted my heals.
Yeah, of course.
And I missed the goddamn MILF card commercial.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go to like that NCPD that's to the right, by all those Japanese dudes who are at the little convenience store, if you fight them, you can probably get a pretty good idea for how things will work.
We'll see. I'm gonna go my typical route.
Yeah.
Right now and just kind of see how things play out. But yeah. I'll thoroughly test it.
We're excited to see it. I mean, as much as you can in 2 days, you know. You never know. And then we'll be like, well, I mean, I guess you could set your game not to automatically update or something, but that's about it. Otherwise, if 1.6 is there, then it's there.
No, due to the streaming and making videos and stuff, as soon as that hits, I have to be all over it.
That's fine.
So what?
We'll take whatever we can get, man. It's just been us for a long time.
I have to drop the ray tracing back off because I am just hitting too much.
Ray tracing is brutal in this game, honestly.
Oh yeah.
And I will say, when I was playing with my 970, I could still run the game pretty well, which was shocking to me on launch. I was like, holy shit.
Thanks, Jack. Much appreciated.
Not what I expected.
Yeah, my 1080 ran this fucking gorgeous. But of course the 1080 had 11 gigs of RAM. This only has 8. This is a 3070 Ti. So yeah, it's just, it doesn't hold it as well.
You'd think it'd be pretty good, but I guess it running into whatever just happens.
So graphics are definitely better. Everything looks crisper and cleaner, but because it doesn't have as much RAM, it doesn't hold. So yeah, if I wasn't streaming, wow, some crazy handling.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Handling overhaul, you can actually drive now. And that's just the start. There's if you look, I know
I'm not auto looking forward.
I know I mentioned it somewhere. Yeah, I got rid of that too. It's really annoying. If you look at the northwest of the map, there's a gear icon, like a wrench.
Like on the map?
Yeah, you might have to change the filters till it shows up, but the it'll show up at some point. It's up at the northeast, but it's a place where you can go and upgrade your car and pay money to have it drive more better or whatever. So you might look into sometime. I don't know why it's not showing up right now, but it will at some point. It's just a yellow ring right now. Yeah.
Okay.
But just as is, the handling is much improved.
Yeah, that actually feels better. One of the problems I have too, and I've brought this up to a couple of people, is it feels like CDPR is trying to make the game dynamic. So if every time they do one of these little hot fixes, it feels like they're changing things in the game. And one of the things I feel like they change is the handling on the cars.
It's possible. I will say that this particular mod, the way the guy did it was he individually tuned every car's handling, so they all handle differently. Wow, you really do have like some sort of route or something there.
Oh yeah, you don't watch any of my stuff, huh?
I watched some of it. I watched the grenade guy yesterday. What are you going for, the Ashura right now? I love that thing.
Well, you get the Azura for sure, but you can't really use that until later. Most I come up here and get these eddies. This is
smart.
That's really the only reason to come up here.
For
the
me,
Azura
it
is just
would
kind
be
of a
the
bonus.
Ashura, where I'm like, best gun in the game. Best gun in the game.
Required level 1. Do you have any idea what you have done?
Oh yeah, that's a thing now too. So you can actually see that. You're welcome.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I know. I had thought about. I was like, I don't know if I like how that looks, but then I was like, no, that's way too useful not to use. So.
Looking to get.
And boop, perfect, perfect.
At the very least, I want to nerf that stupid, the one from Victor where you can craft the legendary one with only rare and whatever mats. That's dumb. I don't know why they did that.
Okay. 20. 15. 12. Let's see if I can get... Let's see how well this goes.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun.
I think so, man. For you, it's totally new, so that's a nice feeling. And for me, it's not. But at this point, I would almost rather just watch someone else play it than me, because I feel like it's worked more than anything. Even though, like, the only things that I enjoy now are just going and doing organized crimes and having crazy fights. Everything else, I'm like, fuck, I wish this was harder. Oh, if you go to the med supplier, probably you can see a crafting spec for one of the new drugs, I imagine. Okay, another 2,000.
Yes.
Need to buy some meds.
What are those crafting specs? See, there's one of the new drugs.
RAM regeneration. Quick activation. Black lace. Wow. Does it actually do something?
It does.
How long does it last?
I don't remember. It probably says in the
God damn.
mod menu somewhere.
13 street cred. See, I always liked black lace, but like it doesn't last. It was only for a small amount of time. Maybe it was you only got like 30 armor or something like that. Like it wasn't much. That's completely different though. That looks like it'd be pretty good.
Yeah. But yeah, you can get crafting specs for all the new drugs eventually if you want them. And they're at all the different med vendors all over the place.
Alright, we're gonna have to be careful too. Well, actually, it doesn't even fucking matter since I have the Azura sniper rifle.
Yeah.
That's all that fucking matters.
Even without Smart Link, you can use that thing. It works. What the fuck? You can choose the slot from there? I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is one of the quick ways of getting through this stuff.
Interesting. Also, there is... So you can zoom in and out on your character in the menu. We added that.
Nice.
And we added... You can do the toggle for all the equipment. The little eye thing will turn on or off.
I saw that. I have been wanting to use that mod, but I'd never done it. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. Get rid of that.
Beyond that, just be careful about getting too many grenades and shit, because then you'll be like,
I didn't get my perk.
God. Yeah.
Why didn't I get my perk?
Because I lowered the XP rate.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Brave New
I
World.
don't have cyberware. What am I gonna do here?
Just shoot him. These poor Night City mercs or whatever. Or no, that was like a cop with those guys.
Yeah, that was a cop. It's a bad cop too.
Yeah. They will die though. It's just they'll do damage.
I spent all my fucking money on crafting shit instead of health, thinking that I'd already leveled. Come on, bro, I just need a little bit of experience from you. Fuck me.
Yeah.
At least I killed the cop. He's a tough one. See if I have grenades. We're gonna have to play this out.
I think you got some grenades in that first mission that you probably haven't used.
Yeah, I got a couple. I don't know how much damage they're gonna do. Probably not enough, but...
I never used many grenades. I probably should have. But...
9.
We've actually been talking about a way to balance out Ricochet for later, because we don't like to just fucking...
Shit.
Oh shit, he dodged the fuck out of that.
Fuck yeah, he did. Alright, are my fucking buttons not lined up here? Fuck me.
What? Which buttons?
I don't know what button I have for throw a grenade. I'm
Middle
used to
mouse
it being
button
on
or
5.
something?
Yeah. Yep, I'm used to it being on 5.
Oh. Rebound then, I guess. Oh, that hurt him pretty good, actually. Okay.
Yeah, that did actually a lot of damage. Fuck me. Stop shooting me.
Yeah, there'll still be a lot of time. Oh, by the way, he's calling him reinforcements.
No way.
Yes way.
God damn it.
Yeah, things devolve real quick once they start doing that. Uh-oh.
How did I get a warrant on me?
You didn't. That's not a
that cop.
warrant, technically. It uses the same framework. Scissors hasn't fixed it yet, but you'll see it. Because backup is inevitably on its way. Yeah, it is.
I don't have any fucking bullets for that.
Yeah, things devolve so quick. I love that. That makes me happy to see.
Alright, all I gotta do is just survive this.
Yeah. They were ready for you, actually. And then they called in friends.
I really didn't get any experience from that.
Nope.
Oh,
Use
they're
some
still
bullets
coming
though.
at me too.
Yeah, I think that even with the weird, you know, it shows the police thing for the vehicle reinforcements from enemies. It's still just so great because of what it affords. By the way, that is probably the scariest quick hack in the entire game.
Which one was that? I didn't even notice.
Cripple
I start running.
Cripple movement.
Cripple movement. Okay.
Because when that hits you, and then if you're in a bad spot, bad things happen. All right, you have a bike. You can just get away.
I can fucking survive it.
Actually, that's not true, because they may be following you in that car. Technically, you could shoot them from the bike if you had. Like if you
How do I go about doing that?
Hit one. And if you put the weapon away, you're back to normal. What gets really wild is when you start getting some of the Sandavistans, so you can use Sandavistans while doing vehicle combat, but in almost real time, because the Sandavistan in cars only goes to 50%, so you can do some crazy drive-by stuff. With something like the Raven Sandavistan. Oh, hello. Now, I find that things feel a lot different once everyone just doesn't show up on the map by default.
Yeah,
it feels more
It is
real.
making it quite a bit different.
So if you breach the network, you'd be able to hack these guys too.
I was just thinking that too.
Yeah. But now you have to think through all that kind of stuff. Oh, also you can disassemble items automatically. BD1C.
Fuck me. I can't find it.
Oh, you got it.
See, I can't think fast enough for some of that kind of stuff. My hacks are so low.
Yeah.
That's alright, I'll do more damage to him at least, right?
Technically, maybe so. Also, you have a shotgun you can pick up. That'd be handy. Smart. One thing that's weird going from like Skyrim to this is like in Skyrim with mods, you can make it where like light and sound has such a big effect on things, whereas in this, it's kind of like baby's first stealth game stuff. I don't know. Oof.
Shit. I keep hitting 5.
Might just pre-bind it. Oh, you're doing it though.
Oh shit.
At least until one of them runs away and calls for reinforcements, then that won't be good.
I forgot about that.
And they're happy. Oh, he's trying to call. He's not going to get to though, maybe.
Shit. Yeah, sure he is. Oh, fuck me.
This is fun. This is way more chaotic.
Motherfucker.
I love that.
It's gonna take a minute to get used to this kind of stuff.
It makes me happy to see it, because then at least it's not just like a stomp through, which is why I hated the game when it launched. I wanted
we'll
it to
see.
not be a stomp.
If I can get this one fucking level, you know, I think I can break your little thing here, but we're gonna see. I may not completely not able to, but
well, that's what
it looked like I might be able to.
I think you probably could, just because, you know, until we do the actual enemy changes and stuff, it's still the default vanilla stuff, you know? I mean, it's still feel better, but it's not magic.
I wonder if I can just break their necks where they are, if anybody's going to notice me.
Probably not. We have a stealth overhaul idea later too, which should be fun. Oh, yeah, these guys are just fucked. Just full ninja, dude.
Yeah, honestly, because of all this stuff, I see stealth being probably the most viable playthrough and most viable build here.
Something that was interesting was when I tried to do a shotgun build, I wound up using quite a bit of stealth with it, which you wouldn't think, but it's like, well, I mean, you gotta do whatever you gotta do, right?
Yeah. And you'll adapt to it. You'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
So now let's see if I can even do my shit here.
Oh, you're level 2 now, I guess. Right?
Yep. Finally. Yeah, I got my perk already. Oh, let me go.
What are you trying to do?
You'll see. You haven't watched many of my videos and stuff, so this style of play that I do right here.
Beginning. I always get like just the middle or where you're hours into it. So.
Yeah, that's fine. Basically, I get rich immediately in the game.
Right,
I
of course.
craft my way into having a million eddies, pretty much.
Right.
I collect cars, because that's cool.
Sure.
Alright, so now I should be able to do this. In theory.
Yeah, you're probably right that it'd be smart to limit crafting a bit more, I guess, because you're saying that basically, even with the default settings, you just craft your way through like a maniac. All right.
And honestly, it really wouldn't matter either way.
No, I know.
Like I said, you haven't really seen my playstyle, my playthroughs and stuff like that, so watching this will give you kind of an idea of basically what I'm teaching people to do.
That's fine. Yeah, I figured since you're kind of a mechanic with the whole thing, that's very useful for me to see anyways. Because, you know, some idiot, he's not going to know what to do, and he'll just do whatever, and he'll have a great time. Whereas someone who's trying to do, you know, the most OP whatever stuff, that's more what I would worry about, not the other thing.
Yes.
So now it's just a matter of if this. Also, do these carry weight? You did add weight to them.
Yeah, they do.
So that automatically throws away one of my ways of playing through the game is I craft a fuck ton of these and I just run around with them whenever I buy cyberware. I just end up selling them because, you know, there's no real cost to it.
Yeah.
There's no real penalty or anything like that. Now you've given it a penalty.
Yeah. Not much of one. You just made like $30,000.
Yep.
But the idea is that even with all the cyberware in the world, hopefully, enemies will at least hurt you still.
Yeah, and see, that's kind of what I'm thinking, because I do enjoy a challenge, absolutely. But I like to win. So, you know, I have to balance that whole thing out.
You may die at some organized crime activities, so...
Yeah, this is giving me a ton of fucking money whenever I'm doing this. This might be a slow burn. Sell that shit. None of that shit matters.
Yeah, we also did like balancing out the, you know how they made it where on clothing mods you can't put like whatever rarity, like you can't put a legendary thing into non-legendary clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that with everything else. So like Sandevistan attachments, ditto.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it will tell
that would
you
actually
that when
be
you
really
try and
challenging.
buy that. So, you know.
Okay.
So you can also we made it where you can't do stupid shit like stack heat sinks to have no cooldown. You can equip one heat sink, and it's a percentage based. It's not a flat seconds off the cooldown.
Yeah. Yeah. What? What? Sorry, it didn't ring. I didn't see it ring.
It's always funny in these where the focus of the game is like, man, we're struggling for money, and then someone immediately gets a bunch of money. It's so weird.
Yeah, this is, like I said, this is pretty much what I've been teaching people to do. They want to be able to be, you know, you want to not struggle for money and stuff like that. You want to be able to kill stuff, not have a challenge. This basically makes hard mode easy. and I'm very curious to see what it does to this playthrough, to this mod collection.
Me too. I'm
and
also
how it stands up
curious
to me.
that.
Because just playing it already, I can tell. Okay, you've balanced it, but you've definitely made it a little bit more difficult.
Right.
So I want to see if I can make it easy, which I know I can't, but easier at least.
Yeah, sure. I say go for it. The main thing I want to be able to see is, like, does it break? Are there problems with whatever? I don't think so, because we've all played through it a lot. I've had multiple people beat the game with it. It works fine. But
yeah, and if I wouldn't have been streaming stuff like that and doing all that stuff, I would have been all on board with helping you guys with this, because this looks just straight out like it's going to be a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And
well,
I'm kind of sad that
like,
1.6 is going to be coming out and ruining it.
Compared
temporarily.
to, just temporarily. That's fine. Compared to most of, like I've looked at a lot of Wabbajacks and shit like that before, these big mod lists or whatever.
Yeah.
The thing we're doing that's a little different is we're basically using it as a playground for mods to, like, make mods to fill in gaps while using all the other stuff that people have made and not reinvent the wheel. So most of the people doing this aren't actually making mods to go along with it specifically, but we are.
All right, give me just 1 second. I got to talk to the wife real quick.
Yeah.
All right.
I was talking to my buddy about AI stuff. Like, have you ever played Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yes, love that game.
You know how the enemies fucking move all over the place and they're actually hard to shoot because they're just constantly moving? I'm wondering if we could do something similar here.
Yeah, I always wondered why they didn't. I mean, obviously they didn't have enough time. They underdeveloped the game and stuff like that. But it seems some of this stuff is like no brainer. Like
also console players. It gets too hard. Console players can't do it.
Yeah, makes sense.
But you know, there's certain AI things that like we can do where it's like, what do enemies do and react when they get shot through a wall, or when they get hacked, or when there's someone shooting at them with a smart sniper rifle, right? Like, they don't react in a way that makes sense right now. If one of their guys turns on fire, they just go, oh, I guess that guy turned on fire, or whatever. That's weird. Whereas they should be like, oh, fuck. Someone's in the network. Do something.
See, something that I would actually enjoy with this mod collection is I would try and make the level and the street cred match each other. Because one of the problems I have whenever I'm doing a playthrough is, like, if I want to do the Reaper ending, whenever I do a playthrough, I do a new playthrough every week whenever I'm streaming. And typically I can only get to like level 40, 41, maybe. You know, it's really pushing it if I can really get beyond that in a week.
Right.
So, but street cred, I get to 41 street cred before I leave the heist, before I do the heist. So
I have a concept for a system that we're going to work on to do with the enemy ability expansion stuff. And one of them is we're going to lower you getting street cred significantly, because you know how every fight in the game right now you instigate? Like, you never actually get attacked by anyone. It's always on your terms. So we were going to add in a kind of gang ambush system going off of like how much you piss off individual gangs in their territory where they'd fuck you up. Which it won't come into play if you're fully stealth, because how the hell would they know who attacked them, right? They're all dead. And they never saw you in the first place. But for stealth or not, we're going to add a way to be able to leave a calling card on their corpse, which will tell them very clearly who did it, and will give you a bunch of street cred, but also make them really angry and more likely to send people after you.
Yeah.
So that way, there is a way to get street cred faster, but it comes with risk.
Yeah.
Which sounded fun to me.
No, it sounds good all the way around. One thing I'd like to see them add to street cred one day is have street cred be based on your factions. So like Watson typically has the Mox and Maelstrom typically is their two factions you have there. Each place, each of the city areas should have two. And if you're friendly with one, that means you're hostile to the other. So having them attack you basically on sight, because the whole point of the game is V is building a reputation.
Right.
A lot of people don't really see that. He wants to be a legend and known. Yeah. Well,
that's part of what we thought was that due to how liked or disliked, like some people might literally shoot you on sight, and they might warn you off at a shorter range too, like different things like that where it would have an effect on the game world. But also you could lower how much they hate you by killing their enemies, because they're like, well, this guy killed a bunch of these other guys we hate, so that's cool, you know. Or if they send a hit squad after you, you know, they chill down a little bit after that. They're like, all right, well, that's cool, he did the thing. But we're thinking of some real evil shit, like, you know, some enemies on foot, some in cars, a mini boss, like brutal stuff. And as opposed to the main missions or whatever, where you're attacking them, and I mean, how would they expect that you, superpowered superhuman V, is coming in? They don't know. They're just doing their normal job. If they're going after you, they very much know who you are and what you're doing. It should feel better to shoot through walls, since you can't see through them quite a bit, because that way there's some amount of skill to it.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into my tech weapons and test that kind of stuff out.
Also, I'd be curious to see you play with drum companions. We haven't done that very much, but I think
that is something I will work towards too. When does that start, actually?
You can do it now, as soon as you get a tech deck.
It's blocked.
There's some in Watson you can buy, I know, at Ripper Docs.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I have to have the cyberware for it.
Right. You need the deck, otherwise you can't use it. And then you can't hack anymore. So, you know.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'm hacking.
Yeah.
No, that is something I'm definitely going to run. So you'll see here. I'm not going to go too long. Pretty much once I get past 100K,
yeah,
I move on. That gives me enough money to buy everything I need from Vic.
Right.
And then once I have typically like Ricochet, and I can do Ricochet and stuff like that, that's where the game really starts for me.
Ricochet is too strong on one bounce as is. One thing we thought about was like making it where just shooting the ground in front of an enemy wasn't as strong. Like, shoot the enemy, you know?
Yeah.
But increasing how much damage it does, and that it's a little bit easier to do multiple bounces.
Yeah, well, since I can use the Azura sniper rifle straight away, then I'm pretty sure what I'm going to do is just buy the smart.
Yeah,
I'm going to completely skip Ricochet altogether. This build that I did, well, actually I didn't. I played a character yesterday, one of my Cyberpunk Red inspired characters, and for that I was showing off how powerful Ricochet was. And I don't typically use it anymore because there's better ways. Like for instance, this rifle, the Agrod, this is really fucking OP. Like OP. I use that pretty much in my normal playthrough. I use that until I get to level 9 and use the Azura.
Yeah.
Typically. Alright, so this should be it right here. I'm finally done. Just gotta sell all this shit, get my components back, and we're good to go.
Yeah, they never really tried balancing out the economy very well. Even now, they just kind of...
I think the way they have it right here is perfect, because this is just like reality. If you want to make money in reality, you have to put in hours, you have to put in labor, work. So this is not like, you know, what they had before, where you could pretty much just go and hack a, you know, putting the painting in the one thing. It was a while ago, but this isn't, in my opinion, any kind of exploit or any kind of cheat or anything else. This is actually, it takes hours to accomplish this.
Right.
And I like it. I mean, it doesn't go well with streaming, because I'll usually lose about half my fucking stream while I'm doing this.
Yeah.
But as far as economy-wise, it works.
Sure.
Of course, it'd probably be better if you couldn't make this much money this early in the game, maybe. But
yeah, I think so. Especially because you do make a lot of money from doing missions and stuff, which you would think would be like the main income of everything.
Yep, and I was telling people that just the other day. I went ahead and made an update to my Eddie farming videos and stuff like that. This is not the best way, the fastest way, or any other way to actually do this. Yeah. This is my way of doing this. This is how I like to do it. I'm used to playing WoW and stuff like that. I'm used to grinding for my stuff.
I will say you'll probably want to put some of those medkits in your stash, because otherwise they'll weigh you down.
Oh, fuck.
And the nice thing about that is, with the toxicity limitation thing, I don't really care how many medkits someone has, because you can only use a couple at a time.
Well, I'm gonna have to stop buying them, actually. That kind of sucks. I see. So this has completely gotten me thinking fucking differently now.
Yeah.
Because everything has weight. So I'm gonna have to stop buying those.
Yeah, just put them in your stash.
Well, I have to be able to walk to my stash, and I don't want to fucking crawl there.
You can use your car.
We'll see how this goes. This should be alright.
Your car has your stash.
That's right. Okay, thank fucking God. Yeah, maybe I will go to... Well, then that doesn't matter. I'm gonna have to walk over there anyway, so I'll just, I'll keep doing what I'm doing, then I'll walk over there and put everything in there.
Yeah.
All I'm doing at this point is just getting... Actually, I'm already over 100k. Used to that being in a different spot.
I'll be right back.
Alright.
Checking them out?
Hey, V.
Dr. Vector will see you now.
Vicky, spry as ever, you old ripper. Good to see you. Needs... Not yet, but...
Kuroshi Optics. Best I've got, and should be about right under the circumstances. Now jack in. Mark 1, like I said.
Play...
Okay, let's test this. See the magic in action. Linking you in. It might take you a few seconds to adjust, but first time's rarely the charm. And once you hit the big leagues, don't forget where...
Who's what? Miss... Where's... Was thinking about... Was thinking about...
I miss anything?
I gotta log off. I went to Vic and I bought all the drone thing, but the cyber deck, what am I doing? The cyber deck for the drone thing I can't get until crafting level 12?
Tech level.
Tech level 12, yeah.
Right. There should be a lower level tech deck somewhere else at a different Ripper Dock.
Okay, so I just have to run around and find it. But I maxed out the drone thing, so basically whenever I get the drone, it's gonna already have, like, better stats, I guess?
What did you buy?
Alright, so at the top of the Ripper Dock thingy,
Yeah.
There's a drone,
It's
nano
like drone attack. Oh, nano drone is a different thing entirely. That is a reconnaissance thing.
Okay, I maxed that out.
Okay.
How do I use that?
You have to bind it in CET to a key, and then bind all the movement keys for it.
Okay, so I've actually already done that, I think.
Okay. Well, if you remember what key it was you have for nano drone, then use that, and you will use it.
Wow.
You can hack from it. It has battery. It can go a certain range before it needs to recharge. Of course, you can't hack until you're breached into the network, but, you know, it's good for reconnaissance.
So if I was to choke somebody out and breach,
Then
then
you could
I'd be
hack
able
from it.
to hack from it.
With whatever
So as
hacks, I think. I don't know if it has its own hacks or not, I don't remember. But it's a pretty neat little mod, honestly. It's very cool.
So as a net runner, that would make this extremely powerful.
Right.
Nice.
It's just a cool little reconnaissance sort of thing that, I mean, it lasts a while. Like, you can go pretty far. Of
Yeah,
course,
since
if
I
you get
upped it-
attacked while you're there, then, you know.
Now, if this gets seen, do I get discovered?
At the higher ranks, it's less likely that it gets seen. Really, it would get discovered, and then people would shoot it down. I think. So if you went right up into that guy's face, I think he would just shoot the drone, probably. But maybe not at the max rank, since it's basically invisible right now.
Yeah, plus I'm really far away from this guy. Interesting. So how do I turn it off?
You went too far. You'd hit the same key and it would go away.
Okay.
But yeah, also I see you have the flashlight. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I bound that to caps because
That's
that's
what
what
I
you
do,
said,
yeah.
and now it's on T.
Huh?
So it's on both. It's on T and caps.
Go to the mod settings real quick. I wonder if he added and then flashlight at the top there. That shouldn't be. Oh, turn off controller support. Try that. Maybe that's why I was doing that. Because it should just be whatever you bound it to in CET.
Yeah, now it's not working on T.
Okay. Then it was that. That was some shit for console players.
Actually, we'd probably rather that. Put it back on T, because then because the only thing that's used for is a phone, but you have to hold it down to get the phone open. So.
Oh no, that's
it doesn't
fair.
matter either way.
Either way. But yeah, that if you look in your inventory, you can see the fucking tech deck modules you bought or whatever, probably in your backpack, I guess. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not sure how you see that without the deck. Maybe it's in cyberware somewhere.
You're talking about the nano drone thing?
No, the I figured you'd bought modules for the tech deck, but you might not have. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I didn't actually buy anything that was... Well, I actually bought everything I could.
But the nano drone is super useful for recon. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I can see that being extremely fucking useful for
So yeah, if you look there, that is a enhancer for a tech deck.
Yeah, so I didn't buy that because I couldn't buy a tech deck yet.
Right.
I figured I'd do this stuff kind of as I go.
Sure. I'm sure I don't remember
the epic one.
which Ripper Dock has the non-epic one, but there is one. It only has one slot, but you know. Yeah. And all the different decks do different things, of course, just like cyber decks do, as far as how they work.
Yeah, so this is what I maxed out. It ended up costing me a pretty penny, like $100 grand, but
Oh, it does. It's very expensive.
Quick hack cost multiplier. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I could see this being extremely useful.
Yeah.
For a netrunner. Crazy OP. Yeah, so pretty much I just bought everything that I actually could, and then pretty much from this point I run around the city doing side gigs and stuff, getting leveled, getting my street cred up, and then buying as much shit as I can. Once I have done everything in Watson, then I'll go and do the heist.
Yeah.
That's my typical playthrough.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty fun. I'll start a new character on Monday whenever I start doing this. I'm going to play around with it a little bit more whenever I log on later this evening, but tomorrow I'll log on and I'll create a new character, and like I said, I'm not going to remember half the shit you told me. I don't know if you want to come with me. I mean, I'd be fine with having you in Discord if you wanted to kind of explain some of the stuff to people, but I mean, you don't have to. Just play the game.
I can if I have the availability, yeah. I mean, I'll be at work, but, work.
Oh, yeah.
Work, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. It'd be up to you if you
Everyone works
wanted
from
to or
home
whatever.
nowadays.
For sure. All right, I'm going to save, and I got to get off here.
No worries. I'm glad it at least works pretty much without issue, so that's good.
Yeah, I haven't had any issues. That one crash, like I said, is...
I love
can
seeing
chalk
that
up
new
to
thing.
this here.
Yeah, makes me happy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, just check for an update on the collection tomorrow before you play, because I'll probably get an update from Scissors on the drone thing.
Yeah,
but other than that, yeah, you're good to go. You have the deck mod that we haven't finished quite yet, but that's fine.
All right.
It works. That's what matters.
Yeah. Yeah, it works pretty well, and I think it's going to be extremely fun. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Hopefully, and I actually am going to regret fucking saying this. Hopefully 1.6 doesn't come out this week. Then I can actually do a full playthrough with this.
I never know what to hope for with that one, honestly. But either way,
yeah.
I'm resigned to whatever. It doesn't matter.
What'll end up happening is it'll come out on Wednesday, and they'll be able to launch the game because it's fucking broken. They'll get it fixed sometime around Friday.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
That's kind of how I figure it's going to go. So I was either waiting for this. So this week, I was either going to do a 1.16 playthrough because I want to see the differences between 1.16 and 1.5.
You got an old version?
Yeah.
Cool.
I bootlegged an old version off the internet. I paid for it, so I'm allowed to. I paid for this version, I mean. Anyways, I was either going to do that or use this mod. So I'm glad you got it tidied up and able to play.
I was glad too. It's been a long time, I can tell you that much. So we're looking forward to
a lot of fucking work.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'll let you go. I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow, and if you pop in the stream or whatever.
Sure, sounds good. Yeah, just let me know, and I'll watch for it, and I'll go ahead and be in the chat or whatever at the very least.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want if you have the availability, reach out to me if you want to get on Discord. And if you want to explain anything or anything like that, you just have to let me know. But if you're not able to, that's fine. I'm sure I'm going to get a million questions in chat that I'm just going to have to be like, message brahmax. I have no idea.
That's absolutely fair. And Tesla's in localization hell. He's trying to figure out how he wants that to work so people can translate stuff. But we'll figure that out.
For sure. Do me another favor. Drop me. I'm sure you have a thumbnail or something that kind of goes with this mod. If you could drop that to me in Discord, something at least that I can put as a thumbnail on my stream.
I've got something for you right now. Let me grab that. I can just give you what we use for the collection.
That'd probably be fine.
Who doesn't like branding stuff?
Right? Especially whenever you put all this fucking work into it.
There you go. Don't know if it's the right size or whatever, but
it'd be fine.
All right.
That will work. Save image. Unknown.
Yeah, I'm real good at naming things well.
And we're gonna put Got that in downloads. Boom. Let's have a look at it real quick. I should be able to put that into as a thumbnail. It shouldn't be a big deal. Except for it didn't come out right. Save image. There we go. I don't know what the fuck I saved it as. It saved as a file the first time. Alright, good deal. That's it, y'all. Like I said, this is more or less a setup video and me talking to him about how I got the mod set up. Obviously, you made it through that and you're watching this, so I guess I don't have to explain to you what you just witnessed, so I'll stop treating you like an idiot. Thanks for checking out the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my Discord. You can find the link in the description. I stream Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'd love to have you guys in there and come check me out, support me, and chat with me because that's what I do this for. So, peace out, y'all. Have a good one.